driving and a car is coming straight to him, instead of him just pumping the brakes, he'll match the brake, then immediately the car will just pull him straight.
Go on stage and you say,
Yeah.
and that's that. We don't have. How do you authenticate it as actually something you created?
Yes, so there's a process. You should. I mean, you should. Aside the fact that okay, you have video materials to cover for that. You can actually legally do that. Yes, there's a process. You can. Yes, you can do that. If you ask me, for me, I mean, it's not a big deal. But I mean, why should you steal? It's written, whether on paper or not. It's a written material. And that is someone's intellectual property.
Okay, so have you ever been in a situation where people didn't laugh at your jokes?
Am I supposed to say that on air?
Yes, you are. And how did that make you feel?
How do you think I felt? How do you think?
No, what did you do to improve?
No, so
How did you handle it?
yes, when it comes to crowd, they're just dynamic, whether you like it or yes. You know, the same crowd that you entertained like some months ago, you find them somewhere, the same space or different space, and they are not entertained. I mean, I love my country. We're trying. I mean, the wahala with this country, they everywhere, whether we like it or yes. Today, there are so many problems out there. So you don't know what someone comes with. You know, you're thinking house rent, you're thinking this, that, and then sometimes maybe your joke pokes something, you know, reminds them of one bad experience, and they are there. And trust me, sometimes they don't laugh, but the number of cards you get, I want to invite you for this, you know, so that's how it is.
Okay, well, just before we leave, can you be in character? Make us laugh. Let's see what the Axeman is all about.
No. So the truth, let me tell you. The truth is, I can't be in character for how much? Yes, no, I will just use this opportunity to campaign since we are getting ready for 2023. BOS, my name is Alhaji Abdullahi Abdul Qadir Abdul Wahabi Abdul Yaksun Tuksun Abbas Jikan Naganda Sarkin Ruwa mai sayar da tumatir a kasuwan Utako. I'm the major importer exporter of Atarugu tomato, tattasai, green pepper, watermelon, cabbage, and God's grace, we want to add kilishi to everything. But call me Alhaji Aboki. I want to use this medium to campaign for my party, CICPPPPP. I've chopped People's Political, Private, and Personal Party. I want to come out for governor, the only governor office that nobody has ever campaigned, governor of Central Bank. I'm telling you, just come and vote for me. I'm telling you, no, I will use this opportunity to draw you into my party.
What our colleagues in other industries are getting by, you know. And I think the major problem is because we lack strong policies in the film industry in Nigeria. Of course there are, but then they're not really, and when I say policies, I'm not even talking about rules and regulations. I'm talking about economic policies that will attract the right studios with the right investment to come into Nigeria. I mean, if you go to South Africa has a film industry that has a solid policy of rebate. So you could have $100 million to want to invest in a film in South Africa, and you get a massive rebate on that amount. And you know, so it's attractive, you know, for producers to go to South Africa to make productions instead of coming to Nigeria. There was a Captain America movie one time, they had to shoot on the streets of Lagos. And instead of coming to Lagos to film with the natural, Lagos is a character on its own. They had to now create a whole Lagos street. Do you know what it means to recreate a Lagos street in the Hollywood studio? Imagine if that investment came into Nigeria. But of course, they won't come. Why? Because when they search our policies, they realize that the stringent measures, these things are not.
Can you give us, you know, a brief, you know, knowledge on what that is?
Okay, costumes are not like your regular clothes that you wear. They're more like when you imagine stuff. If you want to have like a character, you want to have something that looks different, you want to have something that looks unique. Or maybe you just want to be in some type of like, I don't know how to explain, but it's all about imagination actually, because fantasy. Most of the things we create are not stuff you can get readily available. We have to imagine with you and create along with what you're looking to achieve. Yes.
Okay, there are a few displays, you know, going on the screen, you know, on costume designing and what it's all about. Like you said, you know, talking about fantasy, and we can see from the picture on the screen that, you know, this is like a fairy godmother or something.
Yes,
okay.
She wanted to be a fairy.
Okay, a
Yes,
fairy.
a fairy godmother, like you said. So she imagined her favorite color was purple, and she was having a boy. So if you can, as you can see, we had to put in the colors that she wanted. So we create in line with what.
Now, I know when it comes to jewelry now, a lot of women or a lot of people prefer something more Western, something fancy, you know, something that immediately catches the eye, because I think they've actually gotten so used to beads, you know, from tradition and history, that they want something different. Why did you choose to become a bead maker?
Well, I wanted to learn a skill. Yeah. I didn't go into bead making for the business aspect of it. I started learning how to make beads when I was in university because I felt I should just have a skill.
Okay.
And the unpopular part was I wanted something I could be giving to my mom, actually.
Okay.
I wanted to be able to make something with my hands I could gift to my mom all her life. She doesn't have to buy beads ever. Wherever she's going to, whatever occasion she's attending, she's going to have that covered for her.
Thoughtful.
That was exactly why I went into bead making, but the case is different today.
Okay, yeah. Quite interesting inspiration there, but it is actually nice. So, well, that was the inspiration, that's why you got into
Exactly.
it. How financially rewarding has it been?
Well,
Or is it?
oh yes, it's financially rewarding. I started 2015.
Okay.
Yes, but I made it official 2016. I took it to social media. That's when I officially started on November 25th. And it didn't just start, I didn't just get the rewards from that year. It took me.
All right, well, lovely moments there, reviewing the year 2022 right here on Daybreak Extra. Well, from drifting to bead making to fashion to movies, art in general. I mean, we touch a whole lot of things right here on Daybreak Extra.
Yes, Daybreak is always a Daybreak Extra is always a show to look forward to, where you have to explore some of our talents in the country. You get to learn more from these people. You know, when I saw J Bash and Awel, it was kind of a thing that we don't really talk about or do so much in this country. But you know, coming out to see our Abuja-based drifters.
I never knew. I never knew that there was actually there were drifters in Abuja.
Of course,
I never knew.
I didn't think of that until I met them, and then getting into their garage was a whole new experience for me. Getting to see these drift cars. Not forgetting that our makes these drift cars from the scratch.
Yeah, actually.
And when I went there,
these
I was
themselves.
thinking, I was given a tour, and I was like, oh gosh, this is amazing.
Lots of people doing lots of amazing things. That
And I wanted to
actually don't know
drift
about.
once.
Okay.
Yes, but it's quite on the high side, very expensive.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's something that you might still add to your bucket list for 2023.
Yes.
Yes,
I love to do daring things sometimes.
Okay, so you should add it to your bucket list. Really, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. I like to keep it safe. Really.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to be a passenger in one of those drift cars.
I
really.
wouldn't take
yeah,
you.
I think I have an.
You want to keep it safe. I wouldn't want to hear screams.
I think I have an open invitation to do that. I might try it out in 2023. Just step out my
You're going to love it.
zone. Step out of my comfort zone every once in a while. I mean, like it's something that I might want to try. Yeah. So we drifted. We made beads. We made some amazing costumes. I mean, like we spoke to Jaru right here. I mean, like she is a celebrity designer and designs lots of clothes for lots of celebrities. And sometimes it's really amazing to actually get into the minds of these creative guys, you know, so that they can be able to, you learn a lot yourself.
Exactly.
You know, by actually being with them.
And in case you missed it, all you have to do is get to our YouTube page and type Daybreak Extra, Trust TV Daybreak Extra, and you get to watch all of this. You know, they're very interesting conversation. You never want them to end.
Exactly.
But, you know, we're working with time here so we can have all of them play. So we'll take more, and when we come back, we have a conversation and also take a look at social media gossip for 2022. Stay with us.
I'm Martia Umar. It's a very, very pleasant morning, and I'm glad to have you join us on Daybreak Extra. Of course, it's time for us to get into the next segment where we have a special guest, in the studio. And of course, we'll be taking a look at the gospel industry.
When we hear gospel music, or when we hear about gospel music, at a point in time, the first thing that comes to our mind, most especially for us in this part of the country, is the normal Zumuntamata kind of vibe. That is what comes to mind. You understand? But now we have hip hop gospel, we have R&B. You just talked about the Afrobeat now. I mean, even reggae. You understand? So, how has that evolution helped to push gospel music?
You know, I feel it's all about creativity, and I believe God gave us a sound mind in order to be able to be creative.
Okay.
So being creative in the sense that we carry a Zumuntamata song, and then we add a CCM beat to it. A CCM means a Christian contemporary music.
Okay.
Kind of be like the Hill song, Planet Shakers, Jesus Culture. So you put the beat, then you sing a Hausa song. So what have you done? You have given the song a body for everyone to be able to listen to.
Okay.
You've been able you're able to be creative, you know, that so that you can have more audience. So the goal there is to reach out to more. Understand? The goal there is to reach out to more. So when we get like for example, you can do Zumuntamata. We've done stuff like that. We've tried stuff like that. I have friends who have tried stuff like that. You know, carry a known hymn song or a Hausa hymn song. You understand? And then put an Afrobeat to it, or a Hausa hymn song, put the CCM beats to it. Or you can do a slow worship song. It's a danceable song, but that fusion. So I feel God has blessed us with the ability to be creative enough to create music out of something that when people hear it, they'll be like, are you singing this particular song? Like for example, there's a song we did a remix.
Okay.
So when we're singing the song, people went.
The very best. I am Ibrahim Yusuf.
Ibrahim actually seems more excited than I am.
Yes, I mean, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. We should be excited.
We should be excited indeed. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Dashan Hussaina Usman, and it's as usual. It's always a pleasure being here on a Saturday morning, isn't it, Ibrahim?
Yeah. Well, Saturdays are always fun. And we try as much as possible to make sure that we start on the best foot forward.
Yeah, definitely. Now, right about now, it's time for us to take a few entertainment stories. We'll start with one that we've actually been talking about a lot earlier, talking about the rate of divorce in Nigeria in general, and especially, you know, when it comes to celebrities. A lot of people actually look forward to or look up to celebrity marriages and, you know, and everything. So when these things happen, it's just disheartening, you know. For one, Basket Mouth and his wife have been together for over 10 years, right? Very beautiful children and all that. But then you come out on social media to say that, you know, at this time you have to, you know, let go, you and your wife will be separated and everything. You say this out in public and you expect people to keep quiet about it.
Well, it's not
because he was saying that, you know, he doesn't want
what goes on within those walls, you understand, and within the sanctity of marriage. It's just between the two people that are in it. They are the ones who know where it pinches. And if they find the situation to be untenable and decided to go their separate ways, it is not for us now to come and start dissecting other people's business and getting into the nitty-gritty of whatever made or marred their relationship.
Ibrahim, you know, from the last time I actually spoke about divorce rate in Nigeria till today, I have personally witnessed and I have heard of so many divorces. What is actually happening? Are people not willing to try? Has it actually gotten that bad that they'd rather just separate and not stop trying than, you know, make the relationship work?
But
somebody actually said, you know, there's so much pressure when it comes to marriages. Even as in a relationship, there's so much pressure on how the man should act and how the woman should act. So it is in marriages. So people, due to the pressure, people actually fail to enjoy their marriages. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Do not forget to join us again, same time next week on Daybreak Extra. right here on Trust TV.
It was a lovely time gracing your screens once again. My name is Rosemary Bassi, and I will see you next week on Daybreak Extra.
That I'm Ibrahim Yusuf. I'm not taking anyone out. Compliments of the season to everyone out there, and thanks for staying with us on Daybreak Extra. Have a lovely holiday.
And I am Martia Umar.
All right.
Thank you for staying with us. Of course, we've seen some of the amazing moments of Daybreak Extra in the year 2022. I will look forward to seeing more amazing moments for 2023. But Ibrahim, you've seen some of this. Okay, I saw myself on the screen. I was like, okay, did this really happen? Okay, when was that? Just like the reaction you had the other time. It's really, really special when we have some of these Nigerians come and tell us what they are doing to improve themselves and also other Nigerians.
Of course.
You're, just like you mentioned in the beginning, it's all about sharing your knowledge and shining your light so bright that other people get to tap from that glory. Exactly. And for me, in 2022, that's what Daybreak Extra has been able to highlight. A lot of people have been inspired by this show, Daybreak Extra. A lot of people have being able to sit down and reflect and do something positive for themselves, and also to remember that I'm on a journey and I need to learn, I need to relearn, I need to unlearn, I need to meet people, I need to make changes if this strategy is not working, and I need to do other things that will work for me. So it's been a wonderful experience, and I'm very glad that I'm part of this journey and I'm seeing this, reviews on the screen this morning.
Yeah, well, it's actually very, very important in part of a journey for you to look back. You look back at where you came from, where you started, where you are now, and where you want to go, because that's what gives you perspective. You understand? So it's actually a good thing. Just like we've looked at what we've done in Daybreak Extra in 2022, and right now we're trying to set the agenda for 2023. It's in your life, because your life is actually a marathon. It's not a sprint. So it's always very nice. It's very important for you to just stand still for one moment and then take stock.
That's true.
And look at where you're coming from and where you want to get there, and where you want to go, and then that is what's going to determine how you get there. So I think we've come a long way, and we still have a long way to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at this point, let's look at some of the biggest stories on social media. There are a lot of things that happened in 2022 that made a lot of noise on social media. One of them is the revolution of music. We had big revelations when it comes to music artists in Nigeria. In 2022, we discovered the likes of Asake. Asake is a Nigerian musician who has been, on the ground for a very, very long time. I remember one of his songs where he talked about, I've been recording even when Kongwaso. You remember Kongwaso from Nice?
Exactly.
So you can imagine we're kids then. We're really little children when Kongwaso came out. And you can imagine that this guy, his relentless effort actually paid in 2022. He has one of the biggest songs. He has been topping charts in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, and he was one of the biggest revelations.
I actually thought his name was Asik. Because that was what I kept on seeing. I thought his name was Asik, because I was like, what is this Asik all about? Why is everybody talking about Asik? What is Asik, really? And I had to go and look it up, and then I found out that and I've heard his songs, but I didn't know he sang them. I've heard some of his songs, and I didn't know he was the one that sang them, but I just kept on seeing Asik everywhere that I went, and I wanted to find out what Asik was all about. But really, when it comes to when you say someone blows up, I mean, like, this guy really blew up.
He blew.
Yeah, he blew. You understand? He really blew up, and I've seen some of his performances. I've seen some sellout crowds that he's actually had in some major venues, and it's really been a breakout year for him.
Yes, I've seen a lot of artists wanting to collaborate with this person. You know, when you are all in the limelight, the light is shining so bright for you, everybody wants to just have something to do.
He's actually on fire. But the thing is, sometimes we Nigerian artists, I don't know, sometimes the person will come, you blow, and then at the end of the day, sometimes somewhere along the line, you will not see him again. I just hope this doesn't happen to this young man.
For God's sake, where is Dami Crane?
That is the
Dami
thing.
Crane used to be one of my favorite artists. I love juju music. I love Afrobeats, especially when it comes to the Nigerian scene. And Dami Crane was somebody I looked up to. I remember when Kiss Daniel, I was in school then, and Kiss Daniel came up with one of his singles, and I was like, this guy is somebody I should look up to. And I remember I had a laptop then. I had to take it from school. I brought it to Abuja, and I was showing literally everybody, like, this guy is good. And everybody would listen to the song, you're like, go on, come. Do you have any relationship with this guy? Do you know this guy from somewhere? And before you know it, 2 months, 3 months later, Kiss Daniel was everywhere. So I think when we give chances to young people, young musicians in the industry, let us see what they've got. And it's now we now decide, Nigerians now decide, or people all over the world decide that, we like this sound. Let's keep it. Let's keep this.
Yeah, Nigerian music has come a long way, and they're really making us proud when it comes to entertainment and putting Nigeria on the world map for the right reasons. Yes, because that is very important. It's not just being put on the map, but being put on the map for all the right reasons. And artists like Asake are actually doing that for us.
Okay, according to Ibrahim, it's Asake. All right, let's move to some controversial artists for 2022. They actually broke the internet due to their controversiality. And I'm talking about Portable Whiskey. Yola Doche is one of them. And then we have Basket Mount, of course, is one of them as well. But Portable actually made a lot of noise. I think it started from the Headies. Even before the Headies, Portable is always in the news for one controversy or the other. But it was loud after the Headies. Yeah, well,
the simple explanation, the guy is bonkers. That's just the simple explanation to it. And he's a very talented young man, but he's in the news for all the wrong reasons sometimes, you understand? He's in the news for all the wrong reasons, and I think that's what makes him who he is. I think that's part of the persona that makes up Portable. I think if he was not this kind of character, I don't think he will get the kind of traction that he's getting right now. He has to be in the news for all the wrong reasons, but still, that doesn't take away the fact that he is a very, very talented young man.
One thing about Portable, I'm not a fan of his songs.
Okay.
But I'm a fan of his personality.
Okay.
Yes, that kind of tricky, yeah?
Yeah,
he has, when you are in an interview with Portable, he makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And for someone who is always in the news for some bad reasons, give him positive vibes, positive affirmation, give him motivations. And when you look at these things, they actually made sense. So when people were talking about Portable, his song, the Zazu, okay, I listened to the song, but everybody has the kind of songs and all that. It wasn't really speaking to me, but I just wanted to know more about this young man, what he does of the music scene and all that. And I fell in love with his personality. He has a very good personality, but very controversial. We can't take that away from him.
I don't think a lot of people will share that sentiment. I mean, like, really, because he's always in the news. He's always in the news for all the wrong reasons. Now, let's talk about Yola Doche. Yola Doche came, they made a big splash, you understand? Taking a second wife and all the controversy that actually surrounded that, and him standing his ground, saying that, okay, fine, he's an African man, he's entitled to actually do that. Lots of divergent views when it comes to something like that. I mean, like being an artist and being a celebrity, it was quite a scandal.
When I bumped into that news on social media, I thought it was one of the social media schemes that we would bump into in 2022, but it kept going. There were developments. There were, coming out to confirm some of these things, and I was like, oh, okay, this is really happening.
Exactly.
And it was surprising, but this is something that I was happy that he was able to man up, because we have a lot of people out there who are doing this, but we don't get to know. So I think it's an eye-opening news for a lot of people that these things happen.
Yeah, well,
he's just fortunate or unfortunate to know that he's out there. And then we are dissecting, we're analyzing, we're saying things we don't even know.
It comes with the territory. Being a celebrity, I mean, like, it comes with the territory. Your life is out there for everyone to pick through. And of course, once you accept that celebrity status, then you have to accept whatever comes with it. All right. Well, accepting what comes with it is how we are going to wrap up Daybreak Extra for this year. Not for today. It's not for this week. It's for this year entirely.
Yes.
It's been an amazing ride in 2022. We've had some amazing moments, some of which we have seen, and of course we hope to have lots and lots more amazing moments right here on Daybreak Extra on Trust TV. For the final time in 2022 on Daybreak Extra, I am Ibrahim Yusuf.
And for the final time, I'll take from his cue. Last time on Daybreak Extra for 2022, my name is Mardia Umar. I hope you join us in 2023.
Yeah, see you all next year.